All right, what's up, guys? We have Leaf Collective to start off. Now, this is just a basic random hit box. So I'm going to open up all the cards. Everybody's going to get a guaranteed auto, and then one person is going to get all 6 base cards. So, one person is going to get an auto and the 6 base cards. The other 7 guys are going to get an auto. Now, if we hit a Jaden Daniels Super Prismatic Gold, which there are 20 in this set, you're going to get a $400 bounty. And every break we don't hit it, it'll go up $10. So the next break, number 4, which is posted on the Facebook page, if we don't get it today, it'll be $410. All right. And, I know it's not an easy thing to get, but I'm trying to generate some interest in this, and that'd be pretty cool if somebody got one. First of all, it's going to be a ton worth it, good amount of money, I would think. And then second of all, plus you get the bounty. All right, so here's the 8 guys in here. We got Mark Fellows, Mark Yee. Eric has 2 spots. Thomas, Jim, John Boz, and then Mark Fellow has a 2nd spot as well. All right, so after we're done opening it, I'll put them all into random.org, and then we'll roll the dice, and then we'll go from there. Okay. All right, let's see how we do. Stratos football's next. That is not a random hit fully. Basically, I wanted to do pick a player, obviously, but with the Jaden Daniels bounty, we can't obviously pick a player. It's just got to be a random hit. And I've only opened a couple boxes of this so far, so every box has had a 101 and like a pretty big player for the 101 at the end. And then the other box, it's a large checklist, so the other 7 cards have been, I don't know, not saying, they're regular NIL guys. They put a lot of guys in here, so some of them are going to be big, and some of them you're never going to hear from again. All right, let's see what we got. So we start off with R.J. Harvey, and that is 12 of 20. So now it says 6 base cards, but they all are numbered. He was a semifinalist for the Doak Walker Award, plays for Central Florida. And that is to 20. What's up, Thomas? How you doing, bud? Appreciate you getting in on this, and best of luck. Mike Rozier. All right, Mike Rozier played for the Falcons. He was a Nebraska running back. Heisman Trophy winner in 1983, and that is 2 of 2. Oh, yeah, he played for the Pittsburgh Maulers and the Jacksonville Bulls before he went to the NFL. I remember Mike Rozier. Oh, Tyreek Hill, Dolphins. Tyreek is 3 of 6. So somebody will get all 6 base cards. There's Brandon Sorsby. That is like a laser. 1 of 2. Oh, wow. That was Indiana's quarterback. Yeah, they had a great year this year, Indiana. He was a freshman quarterback. I didn't realize that. Sorsby. The good thing about these base cards, there's Noah Fafita from the Arizona Wildcats, is they have a little, a little bit of bio on the back, and but the autographs don't. So it sort of stinks. So you sort of got to look up the autographs. And oh, there's Juju Lewis. Wow, so those 6 base cards were pretty good. There's some pretty good players in there. Colorado quarterback Julian Lewis. Is taking over for Shedeur Sanders. That's 10 of 20. All right, here we go. Now we're going to get our actual hits. Autographs. Tyler Cherry. Tyler Cherry is 5 of 7. Obviously, he's a quarterback. I guess we're not really in a big rush, right? I can take a quick look at these guys. Indiana. Oh, he's in Indiana too now. He's a freshman quarterback for Indiana. Tyler Cherry. Chandler Morris. Virginia Cavaliers. He played for TCU and Oklahoma and North Texas too. He's been around. He's been through the portal, I guess, a couple times. Chandler Morris is a 101. 101 for Chandler Morris. Ansu Sano. That looks like North Carolina. Ansu Sano. Oh, man. Washington. He verbally committed to Washington. I guess that's his high school uniform. And that is also a 101. All right, so this is interesting. They're getting some young guys in here that might turn out to be superstars. I mean, obviously, these guys are freshmen. And you got 101s, Sano and Andre Green Jr. Virginia wide receiver. Four-star prospect. That is 5 of 20 for Andre Green Jr. Yeah, I'm looking forward to... Oh, okay, here's a duel. High school sensation. Malachi and Ziegler. Oh, Malachi Ziegler. I thought it was a dual autograph. That's funny. They fooled me. Malachi Ziegler. Is that a name that's coming back? Malachi? There's a Malachi Nelson. Malachi Ziegler. Michigan Wolverines. This guy's 6'3", 200. And there's another high school kid going to college. I think he's going to Michigan. It says a commitment. I don't know, 5 of 8. DJ Giddens. think he's been around. I've seen him in some of these sets. I watch all the pro games. I do not watch enough NFL games. Yeah, Giddens is Kansas State running back. Kansas State Wildcats. An 8th grader. 3 of 3. He's an 8th grader? That's crazy that they're signing 8th graders or signing autographs. It's crazy that he can write script. They don't even teach that in school anymore. My son can't write script. Will Griffin, we had to go to the bank to open up a bank account for him, and he had to sign his name for the first time. And he's like, how do I do it, Dad? I was like, okay, this is awesome. Yeah, Will Griffin is also a high school quarterback. Tampa, Florida for Jesuit. And he has a hard commit to the Florida Gators. That's interesting. Well, he's actually a high school quarterback, you're right. He is a young kid. 14 of 20 for Will Griffin. All right, and this is the last one. Tim Brown. So that's the way this has been going. We're getting 7 of these guys, and then the last card has been like a Emmitt Smith, Tim Brown, Jalen Milroe, Joe Montana, and Tim Brown is 9 of 10. All right, so let me put these guys in the list, and then we'll see what we get. Obviously, we didn't get the Jaden Daniels, so that's going to go to 410. Number 4 is on the Facebook page if you want to try another round. This looks like some of these guys you're just going to have to put in the vault and wait and see what happens a couple years down the line. I mean, Tim Brown's a pretty cool hit, though. I mean, that's you can't go wrong with Tim Brown. All right, so all right, let me get these names in here. All right, first one was Cherry. Then we have Morris and then Sano. Then we had Green and Ziegler. Giddens and Griffin. Oh. And the last one is Tim Brown. All right, so that's 6, 7, 8. So let's roll the dice. 10. So we're going to randomize this list 10 times and then put it in with who everybody got. Good luck, everybody. So Noah's on top, down to Giddens. Copy. So Mark Fellows, you got Sano. Mark Yee, you got the Tim Brown. Eric, you got the Malachi Ziegler and Green. Thomas Bennett, you got the Morris. Jim Conlon got the Cherry. John Boz with the Griffin. And Mark Fellows got the Giddens. All right, so I'll go over that. And then, like, real quick, let's do the base cards again. So we got Juju Lewis, Noah Fafita. The base cards are really good. Brandon Sorsby, Tyreek Hill, Mike Rozier, and R.J. Harvey. So one person is going to get all 6 of those. So here's the 8 names. We'll roll the dice again. 11 this time. So we're going to randomize the 8 names. Whoever comes on top after 11 will get all 6 base cards. And 11. All right, Mark Fellows, congratulations. You got all the base cards. All right, so let me Oh, wrong one. Okay. So just to recap real quick, Mark Fellows, you got the Harvey, Rozier, Hill, Sorsby, Fafita, and Juju Lewis. Very nice. You also got the Sano and Giddens. Giddens is the Kansas State running back. And that is a 3 of 3. Sano is a 1 of 1. All right. Mark Yee, you got the Tim Brown. That's pretty cool. Tim Brown autograph. That's 9 of 10. It's the first time it wasn't a 1 of 1. Jim Conlon, you got the Tyler Cherry. Cherry was 5 of 7. Thomas Bennett, you got the Chandler Morris. That is a 1948 metal card. And that is a 1 of 1. So that's a 1 of 1, Thomas. And Eric Weisbach, you got the Andre Green Jr., which was 5 of 20. And you also got the Malachi Ziegler. And that's 5 of 8. And then we close it out with Will Griffin. Oh, see, it is a High School Sensations. It says High School Sensations. So Griffin and Ziegler were both high school players. That's pretty cool. All right, hopefully they'll turn out to be superstars and you get their first autograph. 14 of 20. All right. Now, I've been trying to get this going for a while. I have like a case of this, and I was hoping it would be pretty good, but this is the first. I had to put them in the break credit mini to get it sold out. So now this one we're doing similar. There are 6 encased cards, 4 autographs. So everybody's going to guarantee an autograph, and then the 2 base cards I'll random to one person in the break. Thomas Bennett took Dan Marino. John Boz has Travis Hunter. Robert Strong has Cam Ward, and Bill Heineck has a Marion Hampton. So now if any of those hit, it goes to that player person, and then the other cards will get random to everybody else in the break. And then, of course, the 2 base cards will random as well. These are all encased. I don't know. It's not a super big checklist, but there's guys on here, you know, I don't know either. But there are some NFLers and, you know, oh, you can see them. Okay. All right. That's all right. All right, the 2 base cards are on top. Let me see. All right. Hope I didn't screw that up too much. Well, I know this guy's a stud. Wide receiver for the University of Miami, Jacoby George. And that is 30 of 40. And they also put teams, cities or whatever on this, so it makes it a little easier. Jacoby George, Miami. And the other base card is Cornell Tate. And that's a Surge, Ohio State, 14 of 30. All right, so one person at the end will do a random like we did with the last. We'll get these 2 cards on top of their autograph, George and Tate. All right, now let's see what we get for autographs. Allie Jennings, and he is a Virginia Tech wide receiver, and that is 6 of 10. Allie Jennings for the Hokies. Oh, there you go, Bill. How do you like that? Good for you, buddy. He possibly could be a top 10 draft pick. He definitely should go in the first round. Marion Hampton for North Carolina. That is 6 of 30. Congrats, bud. All right, good for you. Hampton. So we got one person that somebody was picked. And Jamarian Miller. Now, this is a rising star. It says Alabama running back Jamarian Miller. And that is 8 of 15. All right, that's pretty cool. And let's close it out with Penn State quarterback Drew Aller. Okay. Aller was 9 of 20. Well, that worked out for you. You got it this time. All right, I'm going to run this back. I do have a box of Stratos and football pick your team too. So, all right, let's randomizer. Okay. All right, so the first card we're going to random is Jennings. Well, first name, I'm sorry. Then we got Miller. And then Drew Aller. Okay. Got the wrong sheet there, sorry. All right, so Hampton was hit. Congrats on that. So Thomas Bennett, you'll get the first guy after randomization. John Boz the second. And Robert Strong, you'll get the third. All right, let's roll the dice. I haven't on the right page yet. All right, roll the dice. 4, we'll do that again. 4, one more time. 7 works. So we'll randomize this list 7 times. Good luck, everybody. All right, Drew Aller on top. Jennings, then Miller. All right, so Thomas Bennett, you got the Drew Aller. Very nice. Penn State quarterback to 20. Robert Strong, you got the Jamarian Miller, Alabama running back, rising star, to 15. And Johnny Boz, you got the Allie Jennings, the third. That was to 10. And Bill, congratulations. You got the guy you picked, the Marion Hampton. Should be a top pick in the draft. That was the 30. Now we are going to random these two off, Carnell Tate and Jacoby George, 2 stud receivers from Miami and Ohio State. So let me just get these 4 names here. Copy. All right, let's roll the dice again. 6. So whoever comes out after 6 rolls of the dice will get the 2 base cards as well. All right, Thomas Bennett, congratulations. You get the base cards this time. All right, that's it for now. I do have Topps Inception is down to a couple of teams left, maybe 4 or 5 teams left. And print this out so I have it. All right. Yeah, so that's it for now. We'll be back. Topps Inception's up. Leaf Multisport's going. I did get another case of bats. Cosmic Chrome Football is up on the website. We got a ton of stuff going right now. I'm going to try to get more stuff going. Seasons in the Sun was down to a couple teams. I'll post another one of those tonight. And if something happens tonight, I'll be back later to do it. All right, guys. Thank you.